Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to week 5 of this series. My internet's been kinda wonky the past couple of weeks, hence the lack of stream, so I apologize for that. It's also been an interesting experience doing my dailies with, give or take, 1000 ping, which kinda defeats the whole point of me even wanting to play MapleSEA in the first place, since I only have about 200 ping in GMS. Good to know I'm not the only one dealing with this though, as it seems to be the norm after every maintenance, emergency and or otherwise. Anyway, it's been a couple of weeks since the last update, and to be honest, I didn't think there'd be enough content to make a video last week. Even now, as we're gearing up for Chaser Part 2 and all the first phase events are coming to an end, I've been scrambling to scrounge up whatever little gains I could to push for our next wall of bosses, normal lucid and normal will. And most of these are already done, as you can see. It's just a lot of rewards left to claim, and I'm kind of delaying it. Chaser as well, the special investigation just opened. In-depth is like bossing. Most of these are done. The ones that I could do is done. Can't really do this. Can't really do this as well, even though my RN is almost 260. Most of these are done. Okay, I'm gonna be honest here, this is a little bit inflated because look at the boss damage, look at the normal damage, whatever else, right? Beyond everything, I have almost 10 mil CP. This is on my bossing hyperstats as well as my inner ability, and I do have my equipment, wearing my bossing equipment as well. I don't have my drop rate gear on, which makes a little bit of a difference, to be honest. Even my union is on bossing, so yeah, that is 4k union. I have my artifact presets on farming as well as boss damage, which I'm currently building boss damage, but that is a work in progress, gotta wait for that. Almost 10 mil on this, so that's pretty dope. I would have more, but as you can see, a lot of my items don't really have either good additional potentials or additional potentials at all. This one's probably the best. I'm not touching these yet because it is the mush set. It is currently better than the set that you get after you kill Divine King Slime, because that one's like split. This is all 7, so this is pretty good. I'm still gonna be using this until I get to something later on. These are all mostly like all the equipments don't have additional potential, unfortunately. I should honestly work on these, but I'm also kind of waiting for either a black bean mark or a CPAT mark. There is a reason why I'm not touching this. I'll show you guys later. As for the rings are mostly drop rate gear. This one's pretty dope, 20% and main stats, so I can't complain about that. This one like 9%, but it is what it is. The 9%. This is kind of like my bossing set, so I just kind of bought this one. I threw one of my 17-star scrolls onto it from the event, as well as this. The currency that you get from Punch King, I threw this onto the Divine King Slime ring. Pretty nice. Like, it's either 85% for 4 WoW or 15% for 5 WoW. So I do have a couple of drop rate gears. This is like kind of my equipment drop rate gear. I don't care, I just put it on whenever I kill bosses at the end, like the reward stages and stuff. As well as this one for drop rate. And all stats. It's a little bit farming gear, so that's pretty dope still. I would wear this whenever I do my dailies. Here's the crazy part. This one finally dropped for me. Over 10 years of playing MapleSEA, I have never seen a Domi pendant drop from Arcarium, and this is like the first time ever. And it dropped on a whim. It was like a random bossing day after midnight. I just went in, was in a voice call with my friends, and all of a sudden, boom, it just dropped. I went crazy. Not gonna lie, I went crazy. So this one is insane. I would need to work on this. Honestly, I would have used the Karma Premium accessory scroll on this, but I couldn't buy 5 in a row, so there's really no point. I could just work on it halfway, but I don't really want to start halfway. I want something that I could wear to improve my stats immediately, and it was this because it only had 2 slots. 3 if I golden hammer it. Would probably work on it in the next event, like the next event shop that would give me the premium scrolls, which is pretty soon. And I also bought my entire set of arcane shades finally. If you look around, anyone who's megaing like 70 mil ACS armor boxes, whisper them and go for it, because that is the cheapest way you're gonna get these sets. Occasionally you would see maybe a piece or two on the auction house for sale, about 70-80 plus mil. If you don't want the hassle of whispering someone or looking for someone or waiting for someone, just buy it off the auction house. That is pretty nice as well, although prices range. It could go up to 100M, so beware. But yeah, for now, this is my equipment. Like, this is what I will be working on in the foreseeable future. I do not want to touch these yet because I kind of want to wait to one of the shiny Star Force, like, to start working on these. Like, Lord knows I'm not gonna have enough mesos to work on these all at the same time, so I'm gonna have to pick and choose. Hexa Matrix as well, so this is my current Hexa Matrix. But yeah, I'm pretty happy about this. It's like 5 weeks of progress and 10 mil CP. It's like almost the same as my character in Draco, so I am pretty happy about this. Not gonna lie, I thought this was an intended change. Granted, it's probably a little too good to be true, but man, I kinda wish it stayed that way. Was a good few weeks while it lasted, and it made our gains a lot easier, but MapleSEA, why don't you just take that broomstick and shove it further up our ass? On to the next part of our journey. I finally made it up to 265, which means we're heading to the love hotels, baby.
Sorry, children.
Got my symbols, and I still have a metric ton of selectable symbols to claim. I don't think I'd be able to push up to 270 before the events expire, but as per usual, I am going to procrastinate and wait until the very last moment before I get everything. Don't tell me you guys don't do the same. I did all my weekly bosses, and if you guys notice the trend of me dying in the most random ways because either my attention is elsewhere or simply skill issue, this is gonna foreshadow what's to come. With that, there's nothing left to do but party up with my friends and go straight to Luwil. Admittedly, we did make an attempt at Easy Lucid during week 4 with 2 of my friends. We almost made it, but we flew too close to the sun with the time and we didn't have enough to run it back and clear it before reset. But it gave one of my friends a pretty good insight into the boss mechanics, as it was his first time making it this far in MapleStory. And with our gear in its current state, clearing Lucid wasn't a matter of if, but when. It took us multiple tries. Some runs resulted in a lot of mistakes from some of us, yours truly included, but I would say normal Lucid is a pretty forgiving fight in terms of her mechanics, unless you get repeatedly teleported and sandwiched between the golems and a mushroom's coming your way while you hear Jaws music getting louder. Eventually, we cleared her knowing full well that this was the simpler boss of the two, and we moved on. I'm gonna say this: he clapped us. He clapped us so hard that I could barely show any footage because I need to censor it, otherwise YouTube is gonna take me down for animal abuse. Yes, animal abuse, because we're all playing MapleSEA. We're all animals here. It took us many tries on many different days to even get ourselves comfortable with the test phase in its second form. What the fuck? Jesus! Jesus! Also, pretty sure I went through the exact same thing in Reboot, but were you guys aware that you needed to hit the thing in the middle to spawn those balls? Yeah, that messed us up on some runs. Eventually, we did make it to phase 3, and the first couple of times that we did manage to achieve this feat, we just didn't have enough lives left to finish him off until one fateful day before the weekly reset. Look, I promised you guys I'd show progress, and regardless of wins and losses, I think it is still a good thing for me to show this, even though I didn't clear it. It's not always sunshine and rainbows. You're gonna get fails. You're gonna not make your goals sometimes, so... I am disappointed. I would be lying to you if I say I wasn't disappointed, but I am glad my friends cleared it. And you best believe I'm gonna clap his ass next week. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be continuing to make more videos on this as I continue on my journey, but I think the epic dungeon thing is gonna break our progress a lot more. New events are coming though, so that might help, especially champion burning. So I guess we'll have to see. I'm in the process of getting my internet checked out. I'll try to stream if I can, but it's not always gonna be MapleStory, because on most days, I just get way too sleepy. If I have to grind mobs for hours on end, I'll be playing some random games, so please do consider following my Twitch, and I'll also try to multi-stream here as well. Again, thank you guys. Hope you all had a great year, and have yourselves a Merry Christmas. Okay, thanks, bye.